batch process. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on. Yeah. Spring Boot batch is the module which can be used for this batch processing. Okay, now let me officially launch this concept manual. Yeah. Today, this weekend, if needed, next weekend will be completely on what? Spring Boot batch. Okay, we'll see. That depends upon how fastly you are capturing the things. Yeah. First session looks like bit theory, but lot of use cases I am going to give. And that will exactly reflect in the second one. Okay, guys? Right. Now let's see. Class content, Spring, common topics. What is this, guys? Spring Boot batch. What is there, guys? Spring Boot batch. Yeah. Okay. Right click, guys. Open with Paint. Yeah, those who have studied Spring Data JPA, guys. Those are studied Spring Data JPA. Different states of entity object in Hibernate are what? Spring Data JPA. Okay. The entity object can go through these many states. Okay, na? New state. Object is just created, not linked with what? Any record. Okay. Then what? Managed state. Okay. Object is linked with the data DB table record, right? Object is linked with what? DB table record. Okay, guys. Tell me next one. Suresh, can you concentrate on subject, Ra? Right now, what I am telling and what you are doing. Okay, please, Suresh. Definitely calls will come if you have a proper resume. Please. Don't do drama now. Okay. No, what is started and what you are doing, boss? That means you want current topic to be stopped and I should answer you? No common sense at what time, what question should be asked? And you are claiming 3 years experience. What's the use of not having common sense? Just day started, topic started, and you started your personal issues. Focus on subject first. Yes, definitely you can ask at the end of the session. Okay. Now listen. Object is just created. Something like artist is equal to new artist of some data is set, but still not linked with what? Repository. Okay. Then it is what state? New state. So I called repo.save. What happens, guys? It will come to managed state. That means it is representing record. Once it is in managed state, I can do other operations now, boss. Find operation, whatever it is. I can do lot of operations on the database. You modify object, reflect to database. You modify record, it will reflect to object. Are you getting my point there or not? Okay. Okay, now tell me, uh, removed state. What is mean by removed state? I I called it as a repo.delete method. Okay. Object not deleted, record deleted. That state is called as what? Removed state. That means object is not deleted. Okay, but relevant record is deleted, right, boss? That is a removed state. Then detached state. That means what do you mean by detached state? Okay. No. Detached state means object and record not in sync synchronization. Object and record not in what? Synchronization. It's nowhere related to this one. It has again become another object, independent object, not related to what? This repository and var mapping. Then that is called what? Detached state. That is called what? Detached state, guys. Check it out here. Some code is written. Artist is equal to new artist of new state, na? When you call save or persist method, what is there? Save or persist method. Now it become attached object. A managed object is nothing but attached object. Okay, guys. I closed entity manager. I stopped overall. I stopped overall what connection war mapping activity. Then it becomes what object, guys? Detached object. Come on. Okay, I call find by ID 101. From there, I got the artist object. What object, guys? Managed. It is retrieving record and representing the record, right? Okay, artist report by delete by 101. So record deleted but object not deleted. That is what? Removed state. EM dot close. What is there, guys? Artist becomes again detached. Removed means record is deleted, object is there. Detached means what? Object is completely out of war mapping activity. Completely out of war mapping. Okay, now listen. You are a student. You are a student. Decided to join the course but not join. Your state is new state. Come on, guys. You paid fee, joined in the course. You are in manager state. Come on, boss. You are in manager state. When you're in managed state, anything happened in you that will reflect to course, anything happened course, it will come to you, right? Both are in synchronized. Course completed or course stopped, then your state is what? Removed state. Okay, na? Removed state. You completely out of this learning process, Amir paid job kind of thing. Okay, detached state. What state, guys? Detached. Oh. New state. Entity class object just created but not linked with what? Entity manager. Managed state. Entity class object is representing DB table record having what? Synchronization. Detached state. Entity object not representing DB table record, though record is there in DB table. Record is there in DB table, but we closed entity manager, right? So, removed state. The record of DB table represented, the record of DB table represented by entity object is deleted. That means record is not there, but object is there. That is what? Detached. Okay. Spring Framework module, core, AOP, JDBC, ORM, MVC, all. Spring Extension module, security, data JPA, batch, cloud scheduling, all these are. Spring Boot is not extension module. Spring, it is an approach or methodology of Spring programming in different module. In fact, Spring Boot itself a framework, guys. Come on. Spring Boot itself have framework, same modules of Spring, having same modules of Spring, guys. What is that, guys? Spring Boot itself a framework having what, guys? Same modules of Spring. Having same modules of Spring. Yeah. Spring Batch is given as the extension module or Spring framework by Pivotal team plus Accenture. What is batch processing? It's a process of handling huge amount of data, chunks of data, batch by batch, by reading from one source, processing data with the changes, by executing logics and writing processed data to another destination. Writing processed data to what? Another destination. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on. Okay, guys. It's a process of handling huge amount of data batch by batch. See, guys, Spring Batch plus Spring Scheduling is a great combination to perform batching activities in automated environment, either on period of time or point of time. Come on. See, every month end, you take LIC example. At the end month of every month, holiday, working day, it should happen automatically. At the month of every month, in the last week of month, salary processing and crediting should happen automatically. So if you do batch processing with automation, I mean to say scheduling, it is going to be great combination or not there. It's really going to be great combination or not there, guys. Oh, okay, guys, come on. Yeah, guys, tell me. Use cases. Collecting census data, population count, and storing into database software category wise. Our Indian government 150 crore people are there, guys. Right? Collecting the data from different places. Suppose from every village, every city, Excel sheets are coming, having census information, right? Reading data from different Excel sheets, categorizing. Categorizing means what? All all male category information in one place, female information one place, kids information one place, different categorizations, and they are trying to store in database. So you 150 crore records, if they process at a time, okay, system will stuck up, but definitely they need to go for batch processing or not there. Yeah, teachers collect family info on paper, feeds into what? Excel sheets. Upload Excel sheet to central government application. Central government application validates the data, filters the data, categorize the data, writes to database soft. Great, my dear. Okay. Collecting log messages from ATM machine. Array, so many ATM machines, so many log messages. Categorizing them and writing to database software. Definitely needs what? Batch processing. Collecting insurance policy holders info of LIC from database software. Identifying policy matured people, sending the info to branches accordingly. That needs batch processing. SGFC collecting loan owners info, processing and sending from database software every month. Okay, guys. Uh, Processing and sending EMI payment reminder messages or mails to customers. Collecting bank loan customers info, finding defaulters and sending notices to them. Defaulter means we have not done payment on time. No, scheduling is required, batching is also required. Scheduling plus batching. So you are thinking about time. I'm talking about that how data comes. Source is use records. Destination can be use also. In middle, some processing is required. Suppose source having 150 crore record. Will they load 154 crore record at a time to application RAM? No, system will hang up, right? So what they need to do? They need to take batch by batch. You joined lately and wasting time of others. Okay. Fine. But hmm, I think you are getting my point. You don't focus on scheduling. Focus on what? That should happen automatically. But what data they are processing, you have to focus that also, right? Okay, boss. That's why I said batch processing and scheduling together is a great combination. Collecting power meter reading info. Are power meters, electricity. Acha, in other language, light chale gaya meter, right? Okay, fine. I keep on say this one. So light is the product that runs because of power, right? So better not to call electricity power as what? Light. Generally, most of the people say light aa gaya, light chale gaya. No, actually, light is a small byproduct that uses power, right? So you are supposed to say what? Power came, power gone. At least current came, current gone. But most of the people we say light came, light gone. Yes or no, na boss? Yeah, fine. It's something like this. Generally, the branded companies also do advertisement like this. Okay, like instead of advertising toothpaste, they say all right. What they say like this? They make product name as the basic category name, right? They make what product name as what category name. For example, Colgate you take. Okay. Uh, did you brush today or did you use toothpaste today? Instead of that, did you do Colgate today? Did you do Pepsodent today, right? Yes or no? Na? So sometimes what happens? The category, product name itself becomes category in it. That's a one kind of branding technique, boss. I didn't you? Okay. Fine. Collecting power meter readings, calculating the bill, sending SMS message having the bill info. Collecting car owners info, sending insurance payment renewal information to customer. Are insurance policies, ra? We also don't know this month renewal is there, but before 1 month only, insurance company will start chasing you, right? Insurance company will start chasing you, saying that we have that offer, this offer, take our policy kind of thing. So that means there will be some processing now, boss. While doing batch processing, come on, collect data from different sources in different formats. DB table records, CSV, text data, and etc. Okay, na? Process data for filtering, process data for what? Filtering data, or modifying data, or categorizing data, or ordering data, and etc. What data, guys? Ordering data and etc. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on, everyone. Okay. Ordering data and what? Etc. Super. Examples, guys. Converting DB data to XML data after processing, right? Converting one database software data to another database software data after processing. Are you getting my point? Converting JSON data to what? CSV or Excel data after processing. Clear, guys? Converting database software data to what? JSON data after processing. One form of data we are converting into another. All conversions are possible in all angles. Okay, now, sir, I'm confusion. We have Spring Data JPI, we have JDBC, we have batches. When should I use what? When should I use what? And we have database softwares. In which situation we have NoSQL databases, we have Hadoop kind of big data environment, Hadoop and Spark, right? I mean, a small confusions are what should be used for storing and what should be used for processing. JDBC, Spring ORM, Spring Data JPI, batch processing, all these are for processing the data, collecting data and processing data, right? Oracle, MySQL, MongoDB, Hadoop, all these are for what? Storing data. Files also there one option. So out of my analysis and experience, I kept to some conclusions. If this is this matching, go for this. For storing this, for processing this. I'm trying to you want some conclusions, boss. Okay, na? If the data of the project is in MBs and GBs, then store the data in database software and manipulate it by using JDBC or Spring JDBC or Spring Data JPA or Spring ORM or Hibernate. Spring ORM or Hibernate. College or university students info. What info, guys? College or university students info. If the data of the projects is in what? GBs, TBs, gigabytes and terabytes. Store the data in database software and manipulate it through what? Batch processing, batch by batch processing with the support of what? Plain JDBC or Spring JDBC or Spring Batch. Are you getting my point there, guys? Okay. For batch by batch processing, guys. Store the data in what? Plain JDBC, Spring JDBC, or Spring Batch. Huge amount of data. Come on. Store in database and go for this. MBs and GBs. Okay. MBs and GBs go for what? This. Bank data, financial organization data, insurance organization data. Okay, MBs and GBs, database, Spring Data, JPA, because we don't manipulate records. Okay, GBs and TBs, but you want to process batch by batch, then what? Spring Batch is there. If the data of the project is TBs, PBs, genotabytes, enotabytes, big numbers, guys. Okay. Very used behind storing and processing capacity of database software, which is big data. We cannot store such data in what? Regular Oracle, NoSQL kind of database software, boss. We cannot think about storing in regular database software. That time you have to think about what? Storing and processing by using what? Big data frameworks like what? Hadoop or Spark. Hadoop or Spark not only for storing, they can also process. Database Oracle can store. Processing, again, other technologies. Right, boss? Facebook, Google, Twitter, YouTube generate per hour 13 GB data, boss. Per hour 13 GB. Facebook per hour 6, 7 GB data they generate. Guys, everyone uploading every kachara, na? Come on. Yes or no, boss? Huh? What is that? Concentrate, Baba. Okay. So, Google Maps, all this data is used there, right? Data is definitely used there. What do you say, guys? Yeah. FB kind of application uses multiple storage technology at a time in single project. For login activities, regular database software. For post reminders, etc., it will use what? Big data. It will use what? Big data. Are you getting my point? What's happening, guys? Express your emotion through words. Why are you using emojis? Don't use emojis. Yeah, am I audible, guys? In all these places, we can use NoSQL database software if schema or format of data is unstructured and growing dynamically. MongoDB, Cassandra, GraphQL, and etc. In all those places, we can work with that or not there, guys. Okay. Yes, guys. Spring Batch high level architecture application, guys. Spring Batch core, lot of ready-made infrastructure, and that internal uses some other infrastructure, guys. Okay, but this is the place where we write our code. Okay, now, boss. This is the place where we write our code. In Spring Boot batch processing, while reading or writing data from our two different resources, we can use different APIs or framework like JDBC, Spring JDBC, Spring Data JPI, IO streams, XML API JSON. Are different possibilities. Na? You read from any source, process it, categorize, filter it, write to any destination. So anything, any storage technology you can use, right? Spring Batch or Spring Boot Batch provides what? Abstraction on all the above said APIs to simplify what? Program. To simplify what? Program. Okay, that's good. Okay, basic architecture, guys. Basically, it looks like this. There is a component called job launcher, either manually or through scheduling. It will launch the job. Job means one task kind of thing, right? Okay. Every task will may have zero or more steps, generally one or more steps. One or more steps, I'll talk. That means subtasks. Task may have subtask now, boss. And in every subtask of batch processing, we specify item reader telling that, okay, from where it has to read the content. We specify item processor, once content comes from source, how to process and validate it. Come on, guys. And we specify what? We specify item writer, specifying where to write the data. How to, where to write the data. So this is the task, guys. Item writer writes to destination, na boss. Okay. Listen. Job launcher launches the job. That means task. In that one, we create a one or more subtasks. And every subtask is nothing but step. Okay. And that linked with three things. Read from whom? Item reader. How to process. Okay. And write to whom? That is what? Destination. Are you getting my point there, guys? Yeah. Yeah. When all these are executing, guys, all these are executing, related information will be stored in job repository. Maybe database, maybe in-memory database or external database. When job started, when job ended, how much time it has taken, all. Step related information, job launcher information will be recorded into what? Job repository. Job repository can be a source database or a destination database. Or you can take separate independent one also. That's up to you guys. Or you can take separate independent also. That's purely up to you. Okay, na boss? Okay. Yeah. Look at this. Job launcher launches the job either manually or using scheduling. Job repository comes dynamically based on the source repository we take. If source is what? Database. Same database becomes what? Job repository. Job repository will keep track of the information, nothing. Every job can contain one or more steps. Every step contains one item reader, one item writer, and one item processor. Item reader reads each item from source repository and gives that item to what? Item processor for processing. And at the end, processed items will be written to what? Destination repository using item writer. All activities of job launcher, job step will be kept tracked by whom? Job repository, which is in-memory repository by default. By default in memory, if you want to configure extra one, you can custom. A job repository will keep track of job related information, steps related information, all this stuff. Okay, guys. Now you focus, my dear. Now you focus here, guys. One task is taken, guys. To understand this one nicely, okay. Job is like main task. Steps are like subtask. And every subtask will be linked with reader, writer, processor. Reader, writer, processor. Okay. Job launcher creates what? Job. Job launcher creates what? Job. Are you getting my point there? Okay, what is a job? LIC, identifying beneficiaries and sending email messages to branches and customers. This is the task. Identifying beneficiaries every month. Sending what? Email messages to branches and customers. Okay, guys? Having beneficiaries list, you have to send information to branch. Each branch separate customer list. For every customer telling that it is going to be matured, like that also you have to send message or not there. Yeah, step one, identifying the beneficiaries. What step one doing? Item reader reads from database software. Processor identifies the beneficiary or matured policies. There may be 20 crore, but in that one every month matures what? 5,000, 6,000, right? Or max to max 1 lakh, let us assume. That 1 lakh, what is that? 1 lakh are identified. And item writer, using item writer, it is writing to Excel sheet. Subtask is completed now, boss. Step 2. Step 2. Sending emails to branches. This matured information. This matured information, item reader reads from what? Excel sheet. Item processor what? Get the email IDs. Get the email IDs from the Excel sheet. Item writer send email messages to branches are not there. Step number 3, guys. Sending emails to customer. Item reader again reads from Excel sheet na boss. Matured policy details are there. Item processor get email IDs of customer. Array that belongs to which branch, which customer, those email ID. And send email messages to customer. Okay, boss. Okay, now listen. Step 2, step 3 are dependent on step 1. Step 3 should happen only after completing what? Step 2. So like this, we can create the dependency among the steps also, my dear. We can definitely create what? Dependency among the steps or not, guys? Okay. Definitely you have to create what? Dependency among the steps. Okay. Super, guys. Now tell me. All item readers are implementation classes of item reader interface. Okay, guys, come on. All item readers are implementation class of item reader interface. All item processor classes are implementation class of item processor. All item writers are implementation classes of item writers. Generally, we work with what? Predefined item writer classes and predefined item reader classes because they are designed to deal with what? Different types of source destination repositories with different types of data formats. But we always develop item processor manually. But we always develop item processor manually. Okay. Item reader, item writers are already available, and we use user defined item processor. Array, luckily we have a lot of ready-made item reader to read from database some item reader, to read from JSON one item reader, to read from CSV file item readers are readily available, right? And item writers also to write to different destination, different item writers are there. But item writers are is always about categorizing data, filtering data, come on, sorting data. So there are project to project they will change, right? So out of 100 times, 99.99% we try to develop item processor manually. That is always going to be what? User defined. So here I am giving bunch of item readers, guys, check it out. Flat file item reader, stacks event item reader, stored procedure item reader, JDBC pagination item reader, Mongo item reader, Neo4j item reader. So many item readers are there or not there. Here many options are there, guys. Kafka item reader, JSON item reader, JPA paging item reader, flat file item reader. Many things are there or not there, guys. Predefined item writers are flat file array to read to write to text file, guys. Text event for writing to XML file. Stored procedure item writer to write to database. JDBC paging to write to database using JDBC internally. Mongo, Neo4j. So we have a lot of item writers. Mongo, JDBC, stacks event, Hibernate item writer, repository item writer to use Spring Data JPA, guys. Okay. Yeah. Item reader interface is having what method? Read method. All predefined item reader class implement read method na boss. At a time they read one item. At a time they read one item. One item only. Then what is the use of batch size, sir? A writer will use that batch size. So otherwise, how we can categorize, right? If it is reading 2, 3 items, reader reads one item, processor process one item at a time. But when it comes to writer, if batch size is 10, okay, it will wait until 10 processed items comes and writes to destination. Are you getting my point there, guys? So in reader, what is the method we have? Read method. When reader is linked with one best source maybe database or file, from there it reads one item at a time, right? Writer writes batch of item. This one, that's a reader returning T only. But a writer is having list of T there. That means it can write more than one item at a time or not there. And processor will use process method or not there. The processor will use the process method or not there, guys. Okay, the processor will use what? Processor method or not there, guys. Okay. The T of item reader must match with what? I of item processor, and similarly O of item processor must match with what? T of item writer. Check it out, guys. Here T. Okay. Here T. But when it comes to item processor, I and O both are there. That means it takes input and gives output, right? Takes input and takes output. This I must match with the T of item reader, na? That is input. Okay, this O must match with what? T of item writer are not there. And the I and O of item processor can be same, can be different. Okay, can be same, can be. Sometimes what happened? It takes the record into employee object. After validations processing, it will try to give same employee object. Just filtering is done. But sometimes what happen? It takes employee object as input. It make you result object as the output. Anything can happen, right? So the I and O of item processor can be same or can be different. It can be same or it can be different. Are you getting my point there? Super. Okay. Tell me next. After processing the received item from item reader, the item writer can give either same object with modified data or unmodified data, or different object with the same data or modified data to destination. Look at the case one here. Look at the case one here. What is the case one, guys? Item reader gets a student object from source. From database, it read one record into student object. That is college DB, right? Item processor conducts what? Interview and converts the eligible student object into employee object. So that means item processor is what? Conducting their interview kind of thing happened based on the marks he gained or selection process. So if a student is selected, one student selected student will be converted into employee object or not there. Item writer gets a list of employee object or at the end of the selection process. If batch size is 3, so 3 students information, 3 employees information will be written to database or not there. If batch size is 100 selected employees information will be written to database or not, guys. Input and output are different. Where is that? Here student is the input, output is what? Employee. Student is the input, output is employee. Everyone getting my point there, guys? Yeah, case 2. Item reader gets policy holder object from what? Source. Item reader gets policy holder object from what? Source. That is LIC database or not there. Super. Item processor checks payment schedule of what? Policy holder is there in current month or not. Current month payment schedule is there. Due reminders, guys. If not there, not there, give gives nothing to item writer. Otherwise, gives same policy holder object to item reader. That means here just filtering is happening or not there. What is the input from database? Policy holder. What is the output? Policy holder. What's the difference between both? What's the difference between both? The difference between both is what? One represents source, one represents destination. Here filtering is happening or not there. Here source and destination is same or not there. Item writer writes list of policy holder objects to destination. That means Excel sheet or what? Another database table. Check it out. Input is what? Policy holder. Output is what? Policy holder. Okay. So here I am giving sequence diagram, my dear. What diagram? Sequence. Okay. Now listen carefully. Source, destination. Item reader reading item 1. Processing item 1. Okay. Again, next reads the item 2. Process the item 2. Come on. See, it is not writing each item to destination. Please. Suppose batch size is 3. Okay, 3 items it will read individually. 3 items it will process individually. Read item 1, process item 1. Read item 2, process item 2. Read item 3, process item 3. After processing, batch size is reached. And after processing, some records may filter, right? After applying filters also, I kept batch size 3. And then what happened? Item writer comes into picture, takes those 3 items that are processed and returned to the destination. 3 items that are processed and returns to the destination. Convinced, my dear. Come on, everyone. Writes to the destination. Chunk size 2. That's why, since chunk size 2, it is reading 2 items and processing 2. If chunk size is 10, guys, until 10 items comes from reading and processing, item writer will not write to the destination. This is called sequence flow diagram, guys. What is there? Sequence flow. Yeah, chunk size is 2, nothing but batch size. Gives list of item, processed item, and write to the destination are not there. I hope you understood how the things happen, guys. Reading wise, no batch processing. Writing wise, no. One item at a time only. Processing wise, also one. While writing, it will use the batch size into picture. But indirectly, what's happening? If batch size is 10, boss, come on. If batch size is what? 10. Okay. It will wait until 10 items are coming after process. Till that time, read one item, process one item. Yeah, someone is asking if error happens in the middle. If there is any error while processing 98th record of 100 record, it will not write anything. We need to reprocess all 100 records, right? Yeah, definitely. If any exception comes, because writing is not done, na? When exception comes, everything stops abnormally, right? That's why indirectly transaction management will be applied, boss. Indirectly, what will be applied? Transaction. Step flow. Item reader read first item from source and gives that item to item processor for process. Item reader reads second item from source and gives that item to item processor for process. Okay. Once batch size items are processed, the item writer gives chunk size processed items to item writer, and they are written to destination by item writer. They are written to destination by item writer. Chunk or batch is one and the same. Chunk is nothing but hues. Chunk size. Okay. Array, see, batch processing applications are always background applications only. Because when you enable scheduling on that particular day, they start and they do work and they exit. They always run in the background only. I think what you got the basic idea about these guys. Come on, everyone. Okay. Rajkumar, no default time. That depends on the task, Babu. How can you dictate the terms to some items will be processed less, some items will be processed more. Okay. No, it will go by batch size. It will not go by time. It will go by batch size only. It will never go by time, guys. Okay. Spring Boot batch, guys. What is there? Session 2. Yeah. So let us try to understand one by one, technically now. We are now concentrating on what? Technical aspects we are focusing. Now we are not focusing what? Other aspects. We are seriously focusing what? Technical aspects. How to create a job. Okay. So we are going to use a lot of method chaining. What is there? Method chaining concept a lot. Method dot that. Oh. Ramana, we need not to do multi-threading internal. explicitly. Okay, when you enable batch processing, it internally performs multi-threading. Okay, na? You want more than that? Yes, you can write explicit multi-threading. That's it. And if you want to do everything, why should I come to Spring Wrap-Up? They're coming to frameworks what? To enjoy the abstraction, right? There also I do everything means it's really meaningless or not there. Job represents work to be completed. Each job contains one or more steps. Minimum one step will be there. Or a task, main task is called job. Already I discussed. LIC, matured policies information processing is the job. In that one subtask is called steps. Step object represent step object means it is the object of Java class that implements step interface. Job object means it is the object of a Java class that implement job interface. Job represent total work to be completed, whereas step represent task or what subtask of the job. Okay, job finding customers who are having what due date in this month to renew policies and triggering SMS messages. Okay, step one. What is step one? Get all customers information having due date from Oracle database software to Excel sheet. From Oracle database software to Excel sheet, guys. Step two, convert Excel sheet data to whom? MySQL DB table. Convert Excel sheet data to whom, guys? MySQL data table, right, guys? Because SMS trigger application accepting details from what? MySQL. Get customers having due date from Oracle database software to Excel sheet. Convert Excel sheet data to what? MySQL. That I'm taking as a step two. Okay. Number three, trigger SMS message. Okay. Read from MySQL DB and trigger SMS message. And trigger what? SMS message. One job can contain one or more steps. Job is like a task. Steps are like what? Subtask. Yeah, tell me. We execute the job, guys. And that will execute step one. Okay, exit status success. Exit status is what? Success. Then execute the step two. Exit status success. Then only execute the step three. That means these steps will execute in sequence or not there. Okay. This is what? Overall infrastructure of this whole process, guys. Overall in end-to-end infrastructure. Okay, check it out. When you develop a serious Spring batching application, okay, that will have these many tiers. Run tier, or where we schedule the job to run. Job tier, or where we create the task. Application tier, or here we develop the programmer, develop the logics. And data tier, where source and destination things will be stored. Okay, check it out. Okay. Array, whatever this color is there, na, this color, they are developed by the programmer. Whatever this dark blue color is there, na boss, dark blue color. Okay, they are ready-made facilities, guys. What facilities? Application architecture services. Directly, indirectly, ready-made things. Okay, next one. This, I think, what is this color, madam? This color is called what? Green only, na? Okay, fine. I think it's not exactly green, but okay, fine. We'll assume. Okay. Is it green? I don't think so. All right. Olive green. Oh, fine. I'm convinced. Olive green. Okay. Yellow, na? Okay, fine. Go to doctor. You have color blindness. Okay. Whoever saying yellow, Mr. Yellow, dirty fellow. Uh, yeah. Whatever these are there, they are what? Inputs supplied by a programmer or end users, guys. Array, batch processing applications are not end user running execution. They are what is that? Technical team executed applications only, right? And every month salary credit. Why end user will run? Company people should run, right? Our scheduling is enabled. If you enable scheduling, no dependency of someone to should come and run. There's no dependency of someone should come and what? Run. Understood, guys? Okay. Okay. So let it be, boss. Now, here is what is the story we have to focus, boss? The story that we need to focus is these blue color one are ready-made classes. Ready-made. That means we create them, but they are ready-made classes. This olive green one, what programmer developed things, right? And gray color one is what? Initiation, guys. Applications and application servers and web, the base kind of thing. Ready-made softwares, not classes, softwares, virtual machines, web servers, database software, those things. Yeah, now listen, guys. End user, end user will go for scheduling, right? Scheduling related configurations will be there or not there. Okay. Or job script will be there. Either configuration or job script. It is the manually coded one only, na programmer should do it. They will be given to one job runner. Are you getting my point there, guys? Job runner internally is a job locator, and job locator will collect some configuration from the technical people, right, boss? Okay, this is standalone setup. In standalone setup, either scheduling or manually we start it. It is a web setup, guys. Certain request will come having certain authentication. Then also job runner will start becoming ready to execute the job or not there, guys. This is standalone setup. This is web-based setup. But both are giving request to job runner. Job runner is using job locator. Job locator is getting some information from a programmer. Yeah, that will give instruction to job launcher. Job launcher creates a job. Job will have steps. Steps are linked with what? Reader. Reader reads from data source, data types software. Writer reads from what? Writer writes to this one. Okay, this business logic is nothing but processor. Processor uses its own code to locate and talk with the different destinations are not there. To locate and talk with the different destinations are not there, guys. To simply locate and talk with a different destination. Okay, this is the one that they will use or not there, guys. Come on. Once again, check it out. In standalone setup through scheduling, in web setup through request. Job runner will get the request. It will locate the job and will use a job launcher to create a job. This job will have a steps, 0 or more steps, generally 1 or more steps. Each step is linked with what? Reader, writer, processor. Okay. We have ready-made reader, ready-made writers. Reader read from different databases. Writer writes to different thing. Processor will process before writer writes, guys. And processor is always developed manually or not there. Okay, here all tires are explained, guys. Run tire, job tire, application tire, or not. Okay, guys. Now listen. Once we add Spring Boot starter batch, now I'm getting into technical aspect, guys. The Spring project, we get multiple objects related to Spring batch processing through auto configuration. Array, whatever I am writing, these are in 2.x. Up to Spring Boot 2.x. Okay. Step builder factory, job launcher. We don't create them manually, they come dynamically. through auto configuration. Using step builder factory, we create step object. Using job builder factory, we create job object. Using job launcher, we can create a job. Okay, these are deprecated in 3.x, guys. In fact, in certain version, they are removed also, boss. These three objects can be injected to our choice Spring Beans to get what? Required objects to perform batch processing activity. In Spring Boot 3.x of batch processing, we get only these objects through what? AutoCon. One is a job repository, other one is a job launcher, other one is transaction manager. 3.x different objects are coming. Job repository, job launcher, transaction. To create a job step object, we need to use what? Two param constructor of job builder class and step builder class manually. Step builder class manually. That means things are not coming through auto configuration. Here we create them in a different process. I hope you got it, guys. If you add certain starter of batch processing in 2.x, certain objects will come. Using them, you can create job, step and job objects. In 3.x, guys, we are getting some other different objects, but using them, we can take the support of, we can create job and step objects also. Right, boss? All item reader classes in Spring Batch are the implementation classes of item reader interface. Implementation classes of what interface, guys? We generally do not implement what? Item reader interface. We don't need to develop custom item reader because Spring Batch has provided multiple predefined item readers. The read method of each item reader reads info from source repository, either and gives either string object or model class object representing record of the info. These are ready-made item readers are there or not there, guys? Okay. Since all item readers are predefined classes, we can configure them as Spring Bean using what? At the rate bean methods are not there. In at the rate bean methods of the configuration class, we go or not, my dear? Check it out. In app config. Okay. In app config, I'll give time for breakfast. Don't worry, focus on subject. Yeah, listen, guys. Array, predefined class, if you want to make as a Spring Bean, you have to use at the rate bean method, guys. Flat file item reader, new flat file item reader, some extra configuration reader. Easy, guys. At the rate bean method. Similarly, what? Writer. It is given to write given chunk or batch information to destination. Generally, we don't develop what? Item writers because there are multiple ready-made item writers to use. All item writers are implementation classes of what? Item writer template. What template, guys? Item writer. So the ready-made item writers are what, guys? The ready-made item writers are Hibernate item writer, Kafka item writer, JSON file item writer, JPA item writer, multi-resource item writer, and etc. Are you getting my point there, guys? Since all item writers are predefined classes, we generally configure them using at the rate bean methods of what? Configuration class or what? Main class. Configuration class or what? Main class. Are you getting my point there or not there? Okay, that's great. Public item writer, create writer. JDBC batch item writer is equal to new JDBC batch writer dot return writer. What is there, guys? Written writer. Use cases, guys. Convert CSV file data into DB table record after filtering record based on the bill amount. CSV means comma separated list. Array, listen, nothing is there. It's a predefined class configured through at the rate bin. Okay, that's good. Now look at item processor, guys. It's implementation class of item processor. Very limited ready-made item processor class are available. So generally we prefer what? Custom item processor. Okay, since it's a custom, guys, I keep on saying the I of item processor, it's a generic based, na, should match with the T of item reader. O of item processor should match with what? Should match with what? O T of item writer, right? Customer filter item processor. Uh, some class is taken implementing item processor, expecting input in the form of string, expecting output as what? Customer. So this string should match with the reader we have taken. This customer should match with what? Writer generic we have taken. So there is a process method. See, parameter is string. Return type is what? Customer. Are based on these two types, these two are decided, right? And here you write a logic. You apply some condition. Based on that, you create customer object and return the customer object. Return the customer object. Okay, that's good. Check it out here. CSV file or Excel file, batch application, right to the destination. So here custom item processor process what? Each record from CSV file and creates customer object, nothing but model class object, and using them it will write to destination database or not there. Using that only it will write to destination database or not there. Okay, now let me summarize up to this, guys. What is that? You know, basic theory. User defined classes means we use stereotype annotation for configure. Predefined classes means at the rate bean. So out of 100 times, 99.99 times we use what, guys? Hmm. We take the support of, what is that? We take the support of, okay, predefined item readers and writers. Predefined item readers and writers. Are you getting my point? So we configure them using at the rate pin methods. User defined processor. We generally configure by using what? Okay, at the rate component, at the rate this one. Okay. So now we have to think about creating step object. Using that, I have to create a job object. Yes or no now, guys? But to create step object, job object, we have already getting base object, step builder factory, job builder factory through auto configuration, right, guys? Simply through what? Auto configuration. Basically through what? Auto configuration. So what we do is we would go for some method chaining concept, method, and we complete what? Step creation process and what? Job creation. But a headache, you know, in Spring Boot 2.x, step object creation process is different, 3.x different. So I have to teach both because some of the maintenance projects are there in 2.x, right? We'll see 1-2 examples using what? 2.x of Spring Boot. And later we will move to what? 3.x. We'll study both, guys. No option right now. We have to study both. Maybe after 1 year, 1.5 years, I may reduce. I completely eliminate what? 2.x. I'll straight away teach what? 3.x. But for few days, I have to teach both. Okay, na? Right. Okay. Yeah. Take a break for a few minutes, guys. Huh? What query? Yeah, we'll see after that. Everyone. After none. Again, you have